Hello everyone, welcome to the Makri Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I'm going to continue with your same module, that is a business skills for e-commerce, and the same chapter, that is chapter number 3, that is a internet service provider, that is a ISP. In the last class we have started this chapter, that is chapter number 3, that is how internet services are provided by the internet, or how we can access the internet service, that is the internet service provider. We have started with chapter number 3 in the last class. Today I am going to continue with the same topic, and the topic for today's class is what are the requirements for using the internet. That is, whenever we want to use the internet, what are the requirements, what are the considerations that follow for accessing the internet, right? So first of all, let's take a quick review what we have covered in the last class, then move to the next part, that is the today's topic class, right? So first of all, let's take a review what we have covered in the last class. In the last class, we have started with chapter number 3, that is the internet service provider. And there are multiple topics in this one, that is there are multiple parts of this chapter. We have studied this one, like objective, introduction, definition of internet, basic concepts of internet, then requirement for internet, that is what are the requirement that is followed for the internet, then ISP, then types of ISPs, ISP accounts, then selection of internet service provider, ISP in India, then summary, keyword, question answers and readings. These are the all topics that is a part of this chapter. And in the last class we have covered 3 topics, that is the basic concepts of e-commerce, or sorry, till basic concepts of internet. So let's take a quick review. So what is the objective? After studying this chapter, you will be able to answer or describe the concept of internet, identify the requirement of internet, illustrate the different types of ISPs. That is, first point says, after studying this chapter, you will be able to describe what is internet, why we use the internet, what are the advantages of internet. Then identify the requirements of internet. That is, what are the requirements, that is the today's topic, when we use internet, that is, but then what are the requirements for the internet or for usage of internet. Then illustrate the different types of ISPs, that is there are different types of ISPs. Illustrate means give the definition of different types of ISPs. Then evaluate the factors for ISP selection, that is what are the factors that is available, evaluate them for the ISP selection, and what are the factors that must be consideration for the ISP, that is the internet service provider selection. Then describe different types of internet accounts, that is what are the different types of internet accounts is available on the or is available with the user, that is the different types of internet account. So then we will discuss about the introduction, that is the introduction about the internet. So internet is nothing but a collection of, or a combination of various networks. Whenever we combine something, whenever we combine networks of different types, that is, if there is a network that is a collection of computers at one part and another collection of computers at another part, so that collection of computers made the network, and then collection of networks made the internet. So internet is nothing but the collection of networks. This says the internet has revolutionized the computer and communications world like nothing before. The invention of the telegraph, radio, computer set the stage for the unprecedented integration and of capabilities. That is, where there are different capabilities, unpredictable result, integration. So internet is nothing but a vast variety of information that is gathering together the information. So internet is at once a worldwide broadcasting capabilities, a mechanism for information dissemination, a medium for collaboration and interaction among or between individuals through computer, irrespective of the geographical locations. That is, we can use the internet, we can interact with the different individuals through the use of computer, irrespective of their location, irrespective of their geographic locations. Then the next part is definition of internet. That is the definition of internet. What is the definition of internet? Why we are using the internet? So internet is a global network of computers. That is, internet is nothing but a global network of computers. That is a worldwide or collection of network of computers that allows the people to send email, view websites, download files such as MP3, images, chat, post messages on news group and forums and much more. That is, there are so many various applications in which the internet is used. So that is a definition of internet. That is a global network of computers. That is a collection of computers, collection of networks via globally. That is a global collection of computers. The internet was created by the ARPA, that is the Advanced Research Project Agency, in 1960. That is, first of all, it is known as the ARPANET, that is the Advanced Research Project Agency Network. At this stage, the internet first computers were at academic and government institutions and were mainly used for accessing the data, files, and to send the emails. Since 1983, the internet has accommodated a lot of changes and continues to keep developing. That is, since 1980, that is after 1980, the internet is going on changing or going on do the changes, lots of changes, and continue to keep developing. The last 2 decades has been seen the internet accommodate such things such as network, LANs, ATMs, and frame switch services. The internet continues to evolve with it becoming available on mobile phones and pagers and possibly on televisions in the future. That is, in nowadays, internet is available in every field. It is available in the network, it is available with the phone, it is available with the pagers. That is, we can access the internet with the help of any device, whether it may be a mobile phone, whether it may be a pager or anything. The actual term internet was finally defined in 1995. That is, the actual term internet, that is known as internet, was finally defined in the year, that is 1995, by FNC, that is Federal Networking Council. So this defines the network as a logically linked together globally by a globally unique address space based on the internet protocol or its subsequent extensions follow-ons. And FNC is a global information system that is also able to support communications using the transmission control protocol and the internet protocol suite or its subsequent extensions, follow-ons, or some other IP compatible protocols. Then this also says that FNC, that is the internet, also provides, uses or make accessible either publicly or privately high-level services layered on the communications and related infrastructure described herein. Then discuss about next topic that we have discussed, various concepts, that is the basic concept, not the various concepts, that is the basic concepts of internet, that is mandatory to know whenever you use the e-commerce, because e-commerce needs the internet, good internet connectivity. So you need to know, or any person who is doing the transactions over the internet must know basic concepts of internet. So first of all, we have studied who runs the internet, that is, who is the owner of internet. So in this paragraph we have studied that internet is owned by no one, that is, no one is responsible for internet or no one is a manager of internet. Every user is a manager of their internet. That is, any user can use them, any user can access them at any time. So anyone can make the or can say that I am the owner of the internet, right? So in a sense, the internet is the international cooperative endeavor with its member network kitching in a money, hardware, maintenance and technical expertise. Then the US government has a great influence on the federally founded or funded parts of the internet. At the time of writing, NSF net production backbone is being phased out and connectivity will be offered by other providers. This is the theory, that is who runs the internet. Basically, in simple terms, no one is the owner of the internet. That is, every person who has the internet is the owner, because if you are using the internet, you are the owner. You can use the internet according to your own. There is no foundation that use the internet for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, these are the capabilities. No, nothing. But you can use the internet as per your requirement. Then name and addresses, that is the name and addresses are, that is how we can refer the internet or how we can refer the internet connectivity. So if you have ever traveled in a country where you could not read the street signs or figure out how they are numbered the houses, you will understand the wisdom of learning the internet names and address system. That is, internet in internet there is also a names, that is we can, or the internet has defined various names for a different computers, because as I said, internet is nothing but a collection of computers or collection of networks. So every computer has a unique name, every computer has a unique address in the network. So each computer or host has a name and numerical address, both unique, and just as most of us can be located by our names or numerically by our phone numbers. It is easier to remember a name than a phone number, because every person has a name as well as a phone number. So if I say Sumit, if I say Larry, if I say Olasan, hmm, they are difficult to remember, but phone numbers are easy to remember. An internet computer, in the same way, internet computer names are names, or it also referred that the internet is also referred on computers on the internet is also referred by the IP address. That is the internet protocol address. That is a unique address, unique number that is given to each and every computer. And IP address is divided into four parts. It contains total 32 bits, that is 3 to 32 bits. That 32 bits is divided into four parts, 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. That is, it is divided into four parts, 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits. And they are, these 8 bits are, or these combination of 8 bits are separated by the colon, dot, that is a full stop. That is 8 bits, dot 44, 8 bits, then 8 bits, then 8 bits. This is the example. 161, 44, 128, 70. This is a dot for a period to sound the below, right? Then we have studied about the DNS in the last class also. That is, what is a DNS? That is a domain name system. So whenever we say, or whenever internet requires or gather all the names and addresses of the different computers, that is, it can gather multiple computers names as well as their addresses. That names and addresses are stored in the DNS, that is domain name system. So there is actually a method to these names and addresses, a naming system that is known as the DNS. That is where to store the names and the addresses, that is a naming system, naming convention that is known as DNS, that is a domain name system, or simple DNS. So it is a worldwide system of distributed databases of name and addresses. This is the most important line. It is a worldwide system of distributed databases. That is, from the worldwide, it stores the name and addresses of different numbers of different computers of different networks. That is, it is a worldwide system of distributed databases of names and addresses. Note, this is that this is only for one country. No, this is a worldwide collection of system of distributed databases of names and addresses. These databases provides the translation from names to number and vice versa, a sort of international who's who of computers. So some of the examples that is given at the top of the chart, that is at the top of the domain name system, there are multiple parts that is available, right? So these databases provide the translation from numbers to and names to number and vice versa, numbers to name. That is, we can also change from IP address to the name of the computer, also the name to the IP address. So at the top of this chart, that is DNS, there are top level specifications such as EDU, that is a educational, that's COM, that is a commercial, then GOV, that is a government, then MIL, that is a military, ORG, that is a organization, NET, that is a network. And there are also two letter country names codes such as US for United States and CH for Switzerland. An organization can register for a domain name selecting one of the top level specification mentioned above that describe its best, and then proceeding with the recognizable version of its name. For example, ABC Software System Company will have a domain name like abc.com. That is abc.com. From here it is divided into subdomain, that is it's divided into two parts. One is .com and one is abc. So in simple terms, when we say DNS, that is a domain name system that contains the databases for the whole world, that contains the names and the addresses of various computers that is installed in a network. For example, an actual computer name QuakeThink.com refers to the commercial enterprise. The computer name is Quake and is belong to Thinking Machine Corporation, that is a Think. Then we have studied about advantages of internet. That is, what are the advantages that is available for the internet. That is, what are the advantages that is used for, that is available with the internet. There are many advantages. One of the advantages is email. That is, we can use the internet for email purpose. So email is now an essential communication tool in business. It is an excellent method for keeping in touch with family and friends. So email is an excellent method for keeping in touch with the different peoples with the help of internet. The advantage is that it is free when compared to telephone, fax and postal services. Then information, that is with the help of internet we can gather or we can store multiple information that is available on internet. That is, we can access multiple information that is available on the internet. Then services, that is we can access multiple services from the internet like email, online banking, job seeking, hotel reservation, etc. Then buy or sell products, that is we can also use the e-commerce over the internet. That is also the advantage of, that is our main topic, that is our main module, that is the e-commerce, that is buying and selling of products over the internet. The best example is that let's take the best example. I make a order yesterday. Personally, I'm speaking. I made a order yesterday on a Snapdeal.com for purchasing a pen drive. I want a pen drive, so I order a place a order for the pen drive, and believe I placed a order yesterday. Sorry, not yesterday. Day before yesterday. That is on Monday, and today it got delivered in at my home, at my house. So it takes only 2 days to deliver the things. So think how speedy this is, how speedy this internet connectivity is. So in simple terms, this is the advantage that we can buy or sell the products via internet. Then next is communities. That is, there are different levels of communities. That is, there are different demographic people that is available. So communities of all types have sprung up on the internet. It's a great way to meet up with people of similar interests and discuss common issues. That is, there are multiple people that is gathered together of multiple types that uses the internet for their connection. Right? Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, are you able to hear me? My sound is audible to you, everyone? Okay, Larry, thanks. Then a leading edge image, that is, we have studied that with the help of internet any organization can make the image in the society. Because if I want to search any organization, I simply write on a Google www.sapient.com, www.mercurysolution.com. So a leading edge image is also made when we use the internet, that is whenever we use the internet for making the email ID, for making the websites. Then next is improved customer services. That is also the internet advantage, that nowadays on the internet there is a improved customer services. That is, companies are available to their customers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days in a year. That is, it never sleeps. Then market expansion, that internet is a global system. As we know, internet is a global system. Latest estimates are there that there are about 40 million people with access to the internet. That is, there is a great market expansion that is capturing the internet. That is, nowadays every person is using the internet. So there is a great market expansion of the internet. Then low cost marketing, this is also advantage, that there is a low cost marketing. There is no need to make the money or use the money in a large quantity to uh, make the internet publicly, or to market the internet. No, because everyone knows what is the internet, how it will be used, and how different profits are gaining, and how wasted papers are gaining among this one. Because if I do, or if I'm a salesperson, I do the marketing on a paper, wastage of papers, wastage of resources, wastage of time. But if I do the marketing on the internet, that is a low cost marketing. Because in marketing, on internet, there is simply a blockers or there is simply a advertisement that is available on the internet. That is a low cost marketing. Then low cost selling, that is the selling cost is also low because there is no mediator. As I said you in the day before yesterday, I purchased a pen drive for 16 GB. Believe me, 16 1 6 only for 450. That is only for 450 I got the 60 GB pen drive. 16 GB pen drive for 450 only. And if I go to the market for purchasing manually, if I go, that cost to me around 700 to 800. So that makes a lots of difference among the 450 and the to 700 or 850. So this is the main advantage, that there is a low cost selling. Why? Because there is no mediator. We can purchase the order with the help of internet. Then lower communication cost, that is a lower communication cost. This is also advantage, that there is no communication cost among the seller, among the buyer. Then value added marketing, we can also do the value added marketing with the help of the internet. Value added marketing means that it is valuable to the customer base, that can be included in a web page to encourage the visitors to your website. Alright. Then this is the today's topic, that is a continuation of this one, that is after advantages there is a requirement, that is what are the requirements for internet. Now first of all, understand the concept, understand the topic, that is the requirements of for internet. That is whenever we use the internet, what is the requirement? So what are the requirement, basic requirement that is used whenever we use the internet? This is the basic requirements for connecting the computer system to the internet. So whenever I want the computer system to be linked to the internet, that is, or what are the requirement that is used, or what are the requirement that is that a person or that a computer must take whenever it is connected to the internet. So this requirements is divided into two categories, that is the basic requirements. First is hardware requirement, second is software requirement. So there are generally two types of requirement, one is hardware requirement, one is software requirement, right? Now let's see what is the meaning of or what is the content that is available in the hardware requirement, and what is the content that is available in the software requirement. So there are two parts, hardware requirement and the software requirement. Now first of all, hardware requirements, that is whenever we want that the PCs can be delivered, or PCs that the computer system is linked to the or is linked with the internet or is connected to the internet. So what are the hardware requirements? This is users can use any of the PC model coming today. That is, user can use first of all any of the PC, because that is the basic requirement for internet. For using the internet, that is a basic requirement. You have a laptop, you have a desktop, you have a system, that is a PC. So any of the PC model coming today, that is Intel P1, P2, P3, i3, i5, that is a old system, that is a Intel and so on. But nowadays it is i3, i4, etc. AMD K6, CRIX, MII, etc. The CPU of 350 megahertz and above gives a good performance. That is a CPU that is given, or that is a CPU that is of 350 megahertz, that is a CPU of 350 and so on, also gives the and above also gives a good performance. The computer should have at least of 16 MB RAM to have good navigation on the internet. That is, it must store the, or it must contain the 16 GB RAM or 32 GB RAM to have good navigation on the internet. The AGP card should have at least 4 GB RAM. That is, the graphic card or also contain of 4 GB RAM. So these are the requirement. That is there is a mandatory that there should be a minimum, that is at least 16 GB RAM in the memory for good navigation, for good controlling of, for good capacity of the computer. So the AGP card should have at least 4 GB RAM. That is, the graphic card should have at least 4 GB of RAM. Then this helps in this means the AGP card helps in removing or helps in watching graphics movies on the internet effectively. That is the most important line. That is with the help of HEP card, it is helps in watching the movies, graphics on the internet effectively. So one should have a telephone line or ISDN connection. So for using the internet, one should have a telephone line or the ISDN, that is the Integrated Services Digital Network connection. Either a telephone line or a ISDN, that is the Internet Services Digital Network. The next point says ISDN connections or connection have more bandwidth as compared to single telephone line. That is, whenever we use the ISDN connection without using the internet line, telephone line. So ISDN have a high bandwidth, huge capacity than the this one, that is a single telephone line. A modem is also required in both of the cases. Either we can simply connect the telephone line, or either we can use the ISDN for the internet connection. Modem stands for modulator and demodulator. This is the full form of modulator and demodulator. I already told you what is modulator and what is demodulator. If you remember, then okay, otherwise I will tell you. Modulator means converting the analog data into the digital data. That is a modulator. Demodulator means converting the digital data into analog data. So first of all, there is a modulator that converts the digital analog data into digital data. Analog data means that is carried out in the telephone lines. So whenever I use the phone, as well as whenever we use the net, that is the internet, so there is a conflict, there is a congestion among these. So it's better to use either that modulator or demodulator, either analog signal or digital signal. Analog signal that is available in the network telephone lines. Digital signal that is available in the computer. So there are condition of two, that is the modulator and demodulator. So whenever I say modulator, that means a converting of analog signal into digital signal. That is, whatever the signal that is available for internet, convert that signal into internet signal, so that we get the high bandwidth for the internet. Because whenever there is a internet that is from telephone line, so there is a mismatch among the telephone and the internet. So if I use the modulator and demodulator, that is a modem technique or modem device, so it automatically translates the machine into various modems, or analog data into digital data, and digital data into analog data. So the modem stands for modulator and demodulator. The computer operates on digital signals. That is, the computer also operates on a digital signals, whereas the telephone lines operates on analog signals. As I told you, in telephone line there are analog signals, analog data, and the computer lines have a digital signals. So an additional piece of hardware is used, that is a modem, that is connected between the computer and the telephone lines. So a new device is used, that is known as modem, that is installed between the computer and the telephone lines. Modem converts the digital signal into analog and vice versa. As I told you, modem converts the analog data into digital data, digital signals, and digital signals into analog signals, and vice versa. Modems are inbuilt, or they can be connected externally. That is, modems are inbuilt, or that is available inbuilt, or they can be connected externally. The good modems available in the market are from the companies US Robotics, D-Links, etc. So these are the various good modems that is available right now. One of the best modem that I personally use till now, that is today till now, that is the D-Link modem. So these are the various famous modular modems. These are the various famous modems that is available in the market. For example, D-Link and the US Robotics. A modem can be an ordinary modem or a fixed voice modem. So modem may be an ordinary modem, or also contains the sound, also contains the voice, video, that is the fax and the voice modem. The fax modem machine, in addition to data, can also carry voice on the net. For example, if I want to carry the voice also, any person can speak in the telephone line, you want to listen. That is a new machine or the new device is used, that is the fax voice modem, that is in addition to the data, that is along with the data, voice is also carried out on the internet. Right. Now this is the hardware requirement. Now next is what are the software requirement that is used in the whenever we use the internet. So we should have connected uh, software and web browser software. Internet, that is we should have connecting hardware and the web browser software. Internet can be called upon from any operating system, that is Windows 98, Windows NT, right? We should have connected software and web browser software that is available for the internet. So the internet may be called upon or can be called upon and from any operating system, that is we can use the internet by using any operating system, whether it may be Windows, whether it may be DOS, whether it may be Linux, and anyone. So this says whenever we should have connecting software and web browser software, internet can be called upon. Internet can be used upon from any operating system, whether it may be Windows 98, NT, Linux, Unix, etc. NT means the Windows Linux. The most two widely used web browser on the internet and are Netscape Communicator. That is, these are the two most important widely used web browsers that is required for the operating system. So we have studied about that the OS is mandatory for internet as well as the good widely used web browsers are available or are needed. For example, Internet Explorer and the Netscape Communicator. Next paragraph says after having the basic requirements of additional information that are requested for smooth and quality service of internet, the following steps are required. That is, the following softwares are required. So after getting the basic requirements of the additional requirement that are required for smooth and quality service of internet, the following software are required. That is the some basic requirements are there. For example, operating system, web browser. But addition to that, there are additional software, additional requirement that is used that makes the internet speedy, smooth, and the quality of the internet. Now, what are the category or what are the software that is used? That is antivirus, anti-worm, firewall. These are the various techniques that is used to prevent the crime. That is antivirus, anti-worm, firewall, system security or system utilities, then download accelerator or get right software. These are the various software that is required whenever we use the internet. Not today, but it is also required in a day-to-day basis because this is mandatory condition to use the firewall antivirus, because if there is an virus in a computer, so what is the use of using the internet? There's no use. These are the software that you may take or either you may not take. That is the requirement of the user. Either you can take or not taking the passwords. This is first one is antivirus. Next is anti-worm. These are the various categories software that is required for the internet. So one is your antivirus, then anti-worm, then firewall, then system security, and then download, accelerator or graphics, and like software or get right software, then compression and uncompressing utilities, Adobe Acrobat Reader, Macromedia Flash, email configuring software like Outlook, then web messenger, etc. So these are the various software that is or these are the various software that is required whenever we use the internet. So this is the requirement, that is the software requirement. There is no hardware requirement, as I told you about the hardware requirement, but these are the various requirements software related to software, installing the software. These are the various softwares. What are the requirements? That is the antivirus, anti-worm, firewall, system utilities. That includes the disk cleanup and the disk fragmentation. That is the whenever there is a huge file that is available on the internet, we can use the disk cleanup and the disk defragmentation. Then download accelerators or get right like software. then comprehension and comprehension, then comprehension and uncomprehending utilities, Adobe Reader, Macromedia, Flash, email configuring softwares like MS Outlook, then web, Messenger, etc. So these are the various software that is required when we use the internet. Now, the next part is Internet Service Provider, that is the ISP. But I'm not going to start right now. First of all, let's take a break, then move to this important topic, that is the ISP. Who is a network service provider? So let's take a break right now, then move to this part, that is the Internet Service Provider. So come back from the break, let's start the session again. So next topic is your internet service provider, that is the ISP, that is 3.5. So let's start the session again, that is ISP. Now if a question arises, what is ISP? That is the internet service provider. As the name advice, whenever internet service is provided, whenever there is a service or internet service that provides the internet service, that is known as the internet service provider. So an ISP is a company which provides internet access to other companies or individuals. That is, ISP is nothing but a company that provides the internet access to various other companies or individuals. If I am a internet user, right? I want a internet, so I want to, or I have to approach to the ISP company that gives me a facility, or that gives me a connection of the internet. So ISP is nothing but a company which provides the internet access to other companies or individuals. An ISP maintains connections to other networks, and ISP acting as a router for internet traffic between a customer computer or any other machine also connected to the internet anywhere else in the world. That is, ISP maintains a connection to other networks also. So whenever we use ISP, that also maintains a connection to networks, other networks and the ISPs. And ISP also acting as a router for internet traffic. So it acts as a router for internet traffic between a customer's computer and any other machine also connected to the internet elsewhere or anywhere else in the world. That is also available. So ISP also act as a router for internet traffic between a computers or customer computers and any other machine that is also connected to the internet. So that is known as the ISP. So it is a company which provides the internet access to other companies or individuals. Then ISP also maintains a connection to other networks, and it also acts as a router for internet traffic between a customer's computer and any other machine that is also connected to the internet anywhere else in the world. Now, types of internet service providers, that is, this is the internet service provider, that is ISP. Now what are the types that is available for the internet service provider? That is, what are the all organizations that provide the internet connectivity? So this says ISP is a company that you can dial up to get onto the internet. That is, it is a company that you can dial up, that you can use to get into the internet. There are basically four kinds of companies. That is, the companies of or the internet service providers is divided into four types. It divided into four parts. That is, four parts of internet service providers. Now what are the four parts? First is national companies. That is, the national companies that offer services throughout the country. That is, a national companies, that is a worldwide countries, that is, the every nation knows that is, yeah, this is a company. So that is known as the national company or national companies. So that offers services throughout the country. That is a national country. That includes the providers, or that is the provider, or who are the providers, or who is the national company that provides the services. So this says that offers services throughout the country. Now name of the providers is, first of all, is BSNL. That is the India's company, that is BSNL, that is the Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. That is the Bharat Sanchar. That is the Bharat Sanchar means India Sanchar. That is the India Communication Nigam. That is a Nigam means locality, limited. Limited is the company. That is a keyword for the company. So that is Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. That is the BSNL. What are the pros? That is, what are the advantages of using the national companies? If you travel or move most likely you will be able to access the internet at your new location. So if I am available in over here in Gurgaon, that is in Mercury Solution in Haryana, right? And if I'm moving to another part in India like Manali, Kullu Manali or Shimla, so the internet connectivity is also available over there because BSNL is a nationwide, that is a national worldwide, because if I'm using the BSNL, that is a national company over here in Haryana, I can also access this organization, this company, this ISP over the Manali, because that is also a part of the, yeah, because that is also a part of the India. The full form is Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. That I wrote Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. Right. Now the next is the extra services, right? Chat room can be an added bonus. That is, the extra services is also provided by the national company. For example, the chat rooms. That is, we can also chat using the BSNL. So extra services are also available. Like a chat room can also be added bonus, can also be added advantage of the national companies that offer the services throughout the country. Now, what are the cons? That is, what are the disadvantages of using the national companies? The first point says technical exports may be hard to reach over a longer distance. Yeah, this is the one of the major drawback. That if there is any issues, or if there is any drawback, if there is any uh, if there is any issue, or if there is any drawback that is using that is available, that is not available, so if there is any difficulty in using the internet, so technical support may be hard to reach on a longer distance. That is, the technical supports are not available on a longer distance. Suppose I'm right now I'm in Gurgaon, that is in Haryana, and I'm moving to next part, that is a Manali, and if there is any network error, if there is any internet error, so how is it can resolve? Because there is no technical person that is available at every city of my country. No, that is not possible. This is very um, major limitation, that the technical persons may be hard to reach on a longer distance. So in a case of national companies, it is difficult to find the technical persons at different places. Next limitation is that sometimes you get busy signals when trying to access them. That is, sometimes there is also a busy signals that is available when trying to access the BSNL. Larry, you don't have the full form of BSNL. What do you want, Larry? I still don't have it. Means you want the full form of BSNL, right? Okay, just a minute. I will again type this one. Now, Larry, you got it? So this is the major limitation, that the technical support person may be hard to reach on a longer distances. Next limitation is that sometimes you get busy signals when trying to access them. That is, sometime in case of national companies, like in case of BSNL, you get a busy signals. That is a busy signal, that is a bandwidth is low. There are busy signals when trying to access the internet. When trying to access the internet with the help of the that one with the help of the national companies like BSNL. Next cons is if you don't use the services, if there is an additional charge, it is a waste of money. That is, if I'm using the BSNL, for example, so it's mandatory to give the rental month. That is, it is mandatory to give the rental month whether it may be a case whether I am using the internet or whether I am not using the internet, because there is a particular rent that is going to the national company, that is a BSNL. So that is a wastage of money, because if I'm not available in my country and I am not using the national company provider, that is internet, I'm not using them, um, then only the waste of money will go, then the rental month is gone. So that is a money or wastage of money. Next disadvantage is that although you buy an unlimited account, some will send you notices if you have online too much. Because although you buy an unlimited account, but someone or some will send you a notices if you have been online too much. That is, you can also use the limited capacity. You can also use the unlimited capacity of the internet. Now, next is first is national companies, next is specialized companies. So one is national, one is specialized. Specialized companies are those companies that offers a service like filtering. So one is national companies like BSNL. Next is specialized companies that offers a services like filtering. That is also services. That is also a offer that is provided by the specialized companies. So these companies includes the who are the providers. These are the providers that provides the services like we can filter the things. So who are the providers? One is Reliance, one is Airtel, one is DSL, that is a Dishnet DSL, one is Satyam Infoways, one is SCL, Infinet. So these are the various specialized companies providers that provide the internet capacities. So these are the various providers like Reliance, Airtel, DSL, Satyam Infoways, SCL, Infinite or Infinet. Now, what are the pros? That is, what are the advantages of the specialized companies? You don't have to install additional software to get pornography out of your computer. That is, you don't need to, or you don't have to install the additional software, additional practice that is used to get pornography out of your computer. That is, you don't want to, or you don't have to, you don't need to install the additional software. Then the next advantage is that you will not have to update any filtering software, because there is a filtering software that is pre-installed. You don't have to make the money, or you don't have to use the money for giving the or for using the filtering software. That software is out of or free of cost. You don't have to update any time or every time when you want to update the filtering. So these are the pros. That is, there are two pros. First one is you don't have to install the additional software, then you don't have to update your filtering software. That is the advantages of the specialized companies like Reliance, Airtel, who needs a or who provides a filtering procedure. Then next is your cons. That is, what are the cons, what are the disadvantages of using the specialized companies. What are the disadvantages? That is, in some cases the roaming facility of account is not available. That is, in some cases roaming facility is not available, or roaming facility of account is not available. Technical support may be limited. Next disadvantage. So first, one of the disadvantages that in some cases roaming facility of account is not available. Suppose I'm using the Reliance, I'm using the Airtel internet connection. So there is a no roaming facility, because if I'm using over here and if I'm using to the next country, to another country, to another city, so it's not possible to get the internet connection because there is no roaming facility that is available in such specialized countries or companies, not countries. Then second disadvantage is that technical support may be limited. That is, the technical support may be limited. It says may be limited. It may be used, it may be available, it may not be available. The technical support may be limited. Then the next is local ISPs. That is the next part, that is a local ISP. So one is the national companies, next is the specialized companies, next is the local ISPs. That is small companies that offer internet services to a small area. That is the next part, that is a local ISP. Now, who are the providers for the local ISPs? That is a local ISP. Providers are checks in your telephone directory or yellow pages under internet providers. That is a local ISP means local to the country, local to the small area that is available in your directory, that is available in your yellow pages, that is available under the internet services. That is the providers of the ISP. That is a local ISPs. Now what are the pros? What are the advantages of using the local ISP? One of the advantages is that less error prone. That is, there is no error whenever we use the internet connection. Less disconnections. That is, in case of national or the specialized companies, there are many times that the network is disconnected. But in the local ISP, the network is not disconnected at every time, at every place. I'm just coming within 2 minutes. So the next advantage is that first of the advantage is that it is less error prone. That is, there is a less errors in the network in the connection, then less disconnection. That is, there is a less disconnection. That is a less chances of disconnecting to the internet. Why? Because everything is local, so there is no chance of disconnection to the internet. Then next is offers a local dial-up number. That is, it also offers a local dial-up number if you are in a rural areas that does not have local dial-up numbers for the major providers. It also, that is a local ISP also offers a local dial-up number that is available if you are in a rural area that does not have local dial-up number for the major providers. Then what are the cons? That is, what are the limitations of using the local ISPs? They may be limited in their equipment to offer a good fast internet speed. That is, they may be limited, that means that the local ISP may be limited in their equipment to offer a good fast internet speed. That is, it is limited to their equipment. It is limited in their equipment to offer a good place to offer a good internet speed. Then the next limitation is that they may be limited in offering any web guidance. That is, the local ISPs may be limited in offering in providing any web guidance. That is, there is no technical person that is available to guide the different persons for how to use the internet, how to get the speed of internet, what is bandwidth, that is various issues of various terms of the networking, because there is no person that is available in the local ISPs. And there is also the local equipment, less equipment, so that also impacts the speed of the internet. Now next is free ISP. So we have discussed about the local ISPs, specialized companies and the national companies. Now the last part is the free ISPs. That is, the free ISPs means the ISP is free of cost. That is, there is no cost of the ISP. That is, there is no cost whenever you use the internet. Who are the providers? Providers are the, one of the provider name is Call Tiger. That is CALLTIGER. That is a Call Tiger. Then what are the pros and what are the cons? Pros are free and no commitment. That is, it is free of cost and there is no commitment of the ISP. Now what are the cons? So these are the pros, that is, it is free of cost and there is no commitment. And what are the cons? That is, what are the limitations? Limitation is that technical support, that is, the technical persons may be limited, long distance are or not available. So whenever we use the free ISPs, the technical support persons may be limited on a longer distance, or it may not be available at some times. That is also a limitation. Then next limitation is that may not offer reliable service. That is, the services that is provided by the free ISPs is not reliable. That is, may not offer reliable service. Then advertising banner can take up a lot of space on your screen. That is, whenever we advertise, that is, whenever we use the advertisement, that is, the advertising banner cannot take or can take up a lot of space on your screen. That is, the advertising banner is available, so it takes a lot of space on your screen. Then some charge very high setup fees. That is, some charge, that is, some persons or some local ISPs or some free ISPs, some providers of free ISPs can charge very high setup fees. That is, stay away from these. These are the four network service providers. One is the national companies like ISP, sorry, BSNL, one is the specialized companies like Airtel, Reliance, one is the free ISPs, one is the local ISP. Local is limited to the small area, free to everyone, free is provided to the everyone. Now, next is next topic is types of internet service provider accounts. This is one of the important topic of this chapter. That is, what are the types of internet service provider accounts? How we can use, or what are the different connections that user can take. Till now we have studied these provides the connection, that provides the connection. Now it's a time, I agree, that provides the connection, but how user can get the connection, what are the different methods to get the connection, that is the next part. So Larry, it's your choice. Can I start right now or can I start in the next class, that is in the tomorrow's class? It's your choice. You can tell me if you want that I will start right now, I will start, otherwise in the tomorrow's class. So tell me Larry, what's your opinion? This topic, can I start right now or can I start tomorrow? Because you are the single person in the class. Think about it and give me a reply. It's okay. We will start tomorrow. Yeah, sure. Wait for others. That is also a best option. So that's all for today's session. If there is any doubts, you can tell the doubts to me. You can ask the doubts to me and I will answer you. All right. So that's all for today's session. Thank you so much everyone for listening me. And in the tomorrow's class, I will be starting this topic, that is the types of ISP providers. That is the types of internet service providers accounts. That is how user can get the connection to the internet. What are the major types? So thanks a lot everyone. Bye bye.